Hey Sneakies, welcome back to some more Warframe on the PlayStation 4. In this episode, we're finally going to finish off the Earth missions with the Vay Hek boss battle. But before we do that, let's take a quick look at exactly how we have to locate him. Alright, so step 1, locate Ceres, as we have here. Now, the missions on this planet are normally controlled by the Grineer, however, sometimes there are Corpus takeovers. So you have to be careful because these prosecutors, the enemy type who drop the beacons, only appear on Grineer-controlled missions. So as you can see, we have to look for the tile set that has the shipyard, which this one is the only one currently besides the boss node that does not have it. You can see these are all shipyard missions because they have the picture there representing it. Now, when they were first implementing this into the game, they only implemented like, I want to say half of the missions at first, but now it looks like they've basically got the entire planet switched over to the whole shipyard tile set. So we're going to do some missions on here, and hopefully we can get some of these prosecutors into the video. So let's get started. And I just want to say a thank you to Jordan Gonzo, Burning Nips, and also Marps for helping me try to get these guys on film. But this is one of them. These guys are called prosecutors. They're a specific enemy type who only appear in these shipyard missions on Ceres. And as you can see, this one is called the shock prosecutor, so that means he can only be damaged by shock damage. So that means you need to have electricity mods on your weapons, or you need to have like Volt or Vauban using their electrical abilities. And if you do not, then you won't do any damage to him, as you're pretty much seeing right here. Not really much is happening to him. And you look at the bottom of the screen, he dropped 2 Omega beacons. Now we'll go into the foundry later so you can see exactly how we have to build the key to get to Vay Hek. But we're going to take a look at some more of these prosecutors before that. Now, there's a prosecutor for every main elemental type of damage in the game. Like, for example, this one here is a toxic prosecutor now. So only poison type of mods or poison abilities will have any effect on them. So ideally, I find it's best to try to put as many different elemental mods as possible on all of your weapons when you come in here. That way you can easily take any of them down. Then we're going to have another one come. This one is an ice prosecutor. He's trying to use the zip line, but it's not really going to work out too well for him. We're going to easily take care of him. Especially thanks to that rhino stomp, of course. Now he's floating in stasis in the air. Although you can see, I'm barely doing any damage to him. And then after you've collected enough of these beacons from killing the prosecutors, you'll be able to come into your foundry just like so and build this Vay Hek frequency triangulator. We'll just have to wait an hour for it to build, and then we can finally claim it. Now we're just going to go head into the arsenal. Now for this episode, I'm bringing Trinity back into the series, and she is using the whole evil color scheme I've been using in Warframes lately, the whole red, black, and white. I have to say, she looks a whole lot more evil than I was actually expecting her to, so that's definitely a nice bonus for sure. Now, it has been a really long time since she's been in the series, and that's kind of representative of the fact that you really don't see her too often. And at least from my personal experience, I don't think I've actually played with somebody using Trinity for a couple of months now, as a matter of fact. And that's really a shame because she is a really important part of any team if you want to go long-term on a defense or a survival mission. And that's because she's the main healer in the game. She's not the only one with healing capabilities. You also have Oberon with his revival, which regenerates health over time. And then you have Necros, who can use Desecrate on dead bodies to spawn health orbs. But if you want a serious healer, you need a Trinity on your team. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, most people who are going to play this game are going to want to just use someone like Rhino who goes up close and personal and gets as many kills as possible. Trinity's not your Warframe if you want that type of playstyle. And also, her blueprints actually don't drop for a good period of time in the game, so a lot of people probably don't even play the game long enough or play the regular missions anyway. They probably get into the Void stuff, and they don't continue playing the regular missions long enough to actually get to the boss that drops her blueprints. Now, I actually got her in the game because I spent real money on Platinum back around, I want to say episode 13 was the first one I think I used one of those Warframes in. That was Ember's intro. So it was like around episode 11 or maybe 11 or 12 that I actually put in the game that I purchased all these Warframes. And she was part of a 3-way package with the It was like a female Warframe package they were doing. But she was definitely worthwhile because she is very important, and she also came with a Orokin reactor, so she has double the point capacity. So we're going to take quickly at her mod setup. So as you can see, I'm using Energy Siphon in her R mod slot, but it does not match the polarity icon of the slot. You can tell if you look in the top right hand corner of the card because both the number and icon are red. Now what this means is it takes the value of the card, which I'm going to base on this particular case, is a 7, and it dropped it down to a 5. So now I have 2 less points available to equip other mods over here. So it's obviously not something that's ideal, but you can do it if you absolutely have to. Now the reason why I'm doing it is because, well, there's a few reasons. Number 1, Trinity needs to cast her healing abilities as often as possible to help her team get as far as possible. And this helps regenerate energy, so obviously that's really important for that purpose. Number 2, the only 2 matching polarity icons mods that I have for this slot are Infested Impedance, which just makes infested enemies run slower. Not going to be helpful at all because there won't be any in this mission. And then Physique, which increases her maximum health. Now there's a reason why I'm not using that, I'll show you in just a second, but I also want to show you this. If you look at it, it is a 7 right now, but if I put it here, it goes up to a 14, so that's why you want to match the polarity slots. But let's go back here. You can see it's 660 health in the bottom right hand corner of the screen for Trinity right now. So if I go back in here, we'll put Energy Siphon back on, but we'll go back to this screen. It's still 660 health. That's because there is a maximum number that each of the Warframes can go up to for the stats. And I guess in this particular case, unless it's glitching, it's only 660 for her. So go back here. Keep in mind, this is not her ideal mod setup. I actually need some suggestions on how I can improve this, if anybody can share in the comments. Or even send me pictures, screenshots on PSN of your setup. But this will be what we're using for this episode. Wall of Life is her basic starting ability. Basically what it does is it lifts an enemy up in the air, and then all of your teammates who are inflicting damage onto this enemy will be receiving health back to them, so it's a healing ability. Energy Vampire is helping your team get energy back, so obviously that's ideal too. Link is really cool because while this is active, every enemy that attacks you will actually receive damage back onto them if they're within your range. Even if they're not attacking you, they'll still receive damage if they're close to you. You'll notice because there's little energy, like little pieces of energy that attach to the enemies, and you'll be able to tell. I'll probably use it in this mission so you can see, just to get an idea. And then Blessing is her most important and powerful ability. That's because it restores the health and shields of all your teammates. So I'm assuming the ideal mod setup will be to make this as powerful as it can possibly be. And I also have Redirection improving her shield capacity. Vitality is what's improving her health the most right now. Streamline is power efficiency. Now what this does is it decreases the cost of casting abilities so you can cast them more often. Obviously ideal so I can keep casting my healing abilities as often as I want to. And then Flow is increasing the maximum amount of energy that I have. Fleeting Expertise is really cool. It's a corrupted mod. Now it's both cool and I guess what I really mean by that is that it has a positive but also has a negative. In this case, the positive is power efficiency is increased. So you don't want to have this by itself. You want to have it with Streamline so you can further go above and beyond what Streamline can reach at the maximum rank. And I'm not sure if there is a point where the maximum power efficiency will be reached. I'm assuming there is, so that's something to probably keep in mind too. But it also has a negative because it decreases power duration. So I'm assuming that has a negative effect on Link at least, and probably some of these other ones up here. Not really Blessing because this is a one-time cast. So this is a particular case where I'm basing my mods around Blessing in particular. And then I also have Intensify, increasing power strength, which is always important. So if you have suggestions, feel free to share them with me in the comments below, but this will be our setup for this episode. Now let's finally get into the mission. And then head to the keys section, and then scroll past all your void keys, and then here we go. You just select it, and then we'll be brought to this screen here. Now we're just going to get our sneakies in here to join us for this mission, and we'll finally get started. Alright, so this will be our lineup for this episode, Sneakies. We have Panorios as Nova, AstroChimp as Nyx, and GoPro Fed will be Rhino Prime. Meanwhile, I have Trinity. Don't forget to click a like if you enjoy this series. The more likes we get, the faster these videos keep coming out. Maybe even on a daily basis if you want to see that happen. Also, hit subscribe to become a Sneaky today. That we can continue to easily follow the series in the future and never miss another video in it ever again. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/xxSnEaKyGxx. The link's in the description for my very soon to come live streams. And as always, I do hope you enjoy. Here we go. Infiltrated, here we go. Alright, now my role is going to be the healer of the team, of course. And we have Vay Hek showing up here. Kind of a creepy guy, it just makes me want to kill him even more. So I guess technically he is Counselor Vay Hek. He used to have a node on Earth, but they took him off and made it so that we had to build this key to get to him and all that nonsense. Anyways, he is a little bit tough, so we did need a good lineup in order to make this video not take forever to get through. And he's currently the one dropping the pieces for the Hydroid Warframe, so it's important to get to him, and it makes Hydroid a little bit annoying to acquire right now. Anywho, so here he is. We're gonna have to fight him like this a few times before we get to the main fight. We can only damage him right now while he has his mouth open though, so we have to take advantage of those times. You can see he's level 51, so he's a little bit hardcore right now. We can only reach a max of 30, at least in the current update. They might change that later on, although I'm not really counting on it. Alright, so after he disappears like that, we just have to continue through the mission. We'll fight him 2 more times like that, and then we'll get to the main area where the primary fight takes place with us. Now, the really cool thing about this aspect of the HUD, if you look over on the right hand side, I know from the majority of the series I didn't have this turned on. I'm not trying to go through like that, that's just craziness. I'm gonna climb over. Skills! I didn't have this player list turned on the side of the screen for most of the series, but it's really helpful, especially if you're healing Warframe. And the reason for that is because you can clearly see everybody's shields and their health, so you know exactly when to cast it. Definitely helps make the mission go a lot more smoothly. Alright, Mr. Vay Hek, where did you go? Where is he? I was just following the sentinel around because I thought it was him. Wow. That was horrible. Now, if you just saw that little bit of electricity he shot out, when he casts that and it makes contact with you, he's sucking all of your energy away, so you want to avoid that at all costs. Oh wow, they got rid of him really quickly there. Alright, let's get rid of some of these guys. Alright, now we're going to continue. Oh damn, oh damn, oh damn. Blessing, there we go. Sometimes Trinity gets in a little bit of trouble, but considering she can heal herself, it's not really that bad. Yes sir, you must. Now, as far as Hydra goes, I know some people get lucky just like on the regular missions where you're trying to get any Warframe from a boss, and they get him just by fighting him 3 times. Unfortunately for me, that was not the case. I had to fight him about 17 times before he finally dropped the 3rd blueprint I was waiting for, Hydroid Systems. And as you can imagine, it's pretty annoying trying to build the key to get to him. I had to keep tagging along with all these random people in the recruiting chat, so it took so long. It took so many weeks. In fact, probably even definitely over a month, I'd have to say. Alright, I'm just going to deal with these random enemies. Just because I can. Let's actually turn on Link so you can see that. So when they fire at me, damage goes back into their face. Come on, shoot me. Look at that, he's damaging himself. You poor pathetic fool. I love Link. It helps Trinity have kind of a soloing ability, but you still really don't want to try to solo with her if you don't have to. Granted, sometimes there are points where if you're trying to do some of the later planets that are higher up, and you're playing at a particular time where a lot of people aren't online, you're going to have to try to solo it if you want to get through it. Alright, now this is pretty cool because there's this pipe, there's a crack in it, and there's a little water slide here. And then once we reach the bottom, infiltrated his main base. So we're going to go take care of him. There we go, we got some damage in. So after we fight him one more time like this, he's going to turn into his main form, and then we're going to just be able to damage him just by shooting him the normal way. Oh, damn it, he just made contact. See, he sucked away all my energy. Damn you, Vay Hek. Damn you. Oh, no. Look at that. I had no energy to cast my blessing, so I fall on the ground. Damn it. Nice job, Nyx. Go Astral Chimp. Oh, nobody was around, but still, good job. Okay, must use my bolt to climb. Oh, I did it again. I really hate this guy. Fortunately, though, I'm not really in a position where I need to be casting it that often because my teammates are handling themselves very well. Oh, this is something I should show you on this mission, too. Once you get into this point, there are some cool little areas that you can take advantage of if you want to get around the map really fast. See this? Allows easy access and traveling around the map. You can see there's also one down there that allows you to get up there very quickly. You can also come down here, though, and turn these fans on. And that just shoots you across the entire map, so that's really awesome. And then if you want to use this one... Bam! Up there. Alright, now back to the boss battle at hand. I'm sure the reason why they put that on here is because Vay Hek flies around very quickly, so you need to be able to travel around the map quickly yourself. Vay Hek Terraframe. Alright, so this is his main form. He's now what I've heard him referred to as Vay Hek the Chicken, because he kind of looks like a huge chicken now. But now our only focus is to keep damaging him at all costs. If we stop, then he'll be able to heal himself, and all the work that we just put into him is going to be pointless. So we must keep this up. And you want all 4 of your Warframes in the mission to be doing this. And he is now dead. Awesome. Oh, unfortunately, he only dropped some Rubido. Oh, is this an Argon Crystal someone just marked? Somebody just marked alloy plates. That is the last thing in the world you should be marking. Alright, so now we just have to extract, because Vay Hek has been defeated this time. He'll be back later on too, I bet. He's going to play a major part in the actual Warframe storyline. Just like Captain Vor will, and all these other annoying bosses. So we'll still have to fight some Greniers along the way, although we can actually just run past them like you normally do when you're trying to extract in these missions. I have to say, this was pretty fun to actually have another boss battle video in the series again. It's been a long time. The last one in the series was either... It was either the Infestation boss or it was the boss on Venus. And that was a really, really long time ago. I can't even remember it was so far back. I think Trinity actually appeared in the series the last time before that mission. So, it's been a while. Can't say for sure it took that long, but anyways, mission complete. And we got Hydroid's helmet. We did get an Argon Crystal. I didn't even notice. Alright, I'll take it. Maybe that's what he set the waypoint on, and I just picked it up without realizing. I'm not really too sure. Now, it's kind of a ripoff. We only got 3,600 credits. That was actually a little bit tough to get through. It would have been a lot tougher if my teammates didn't have such powerful weapons and Warframes. But let's take a quick look at the stats, shall we? So, damage dealt clearly goes to Panorios. Wow, an astounding 61%. He had more than everybody else combined. Truly impressive. Least damage taken, however, goes to GoPro Fed with nice 18%. Very respectable. Wow, I took the most. That's pretty embarrassing. Poor Trinity. And total kills, wow, goes to Panorios. Then again, I'm sure most people weren't really focusing on killing the random enemies. Headshots goes to Panorios with 5. Melee kills goes to go Pro Fed with 3. Nobody died, so everybody tied up. Upgrades received, I tied with Panorios. Abilities used goes to go Pro Fed, as well as the accuracy. Got a little bit more above Panorios. And then pickup count goes to Panorios, and revives goes to Panorios and go Pro Fed. Alright, so clearly Panorios takes the MVP for this episode, so congratulations to you, good sir. Anyway, Sneakies, don't forget to click like if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of these videos come out in this series. The more likes we get, the faster they come out. And also click subscribe to become a Sneaky today, that we can continue to easily follow the series in the future and never miss another video in it ever again. Be sure to follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/xxSnEaKyGxx. My live streams will be coming very soon. I know I've been saying this for a while, but they will legitimately be coming very soon, I promise. And we also need new people for our clan and alliance, so if you'd like to join either or, leave a comment down below and we'll definitely try to make it happen. Make sure you leave your old clan first or your old alliance before requesting an invite though. Not going to chase you with invites and back and forth with that. Just make sure you leave first and then request your invite. And I will see you next time for some more Warframe on the PlayStation 4.